Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I'm here today to do my next installment of Shop My Stash. It has been like 3 weeks. It's supposed to only be 2 weeks, but things happen. So bear with me. I am going to talk about the things that I chose last time and give you guys some like little mini reviews, tell you about how often I wore everything, and then we will jump into the shopping portion where you will see my collection and see what I choose. Sound good? Okay, let's get into it. So I've got a list. I need to make sure that I am touching on all of the things. And I'm like strangely out of breath. I don't know. I think I'm talking so much. I just filmed another video and I think I'm talking so much that I'm just like not breathing. Whew. All right, let's start with Lippies. Whew. All right. I have found some gems. Let me just say, this is Milani's Secret. It's their matte nudes. I can't remember, but they recently came out with these within the past few months. I totally picked one up. I just talked about this in my August haul, but packaging, love the packaging. Super cute. Feels very luxe. The shade is gorgeous. It's such a beautiful like mauve-y nude. Oh, I love it. I love it. I wore this the most. I wore this about 5 times or more. So that is a huge, huge hit. And then I also had in these 2 lippies that I recently purchased. I've got the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Mocha. I wore this 2 to 3 times. And then I've got the Colourpop. I can't ever remember what it's called. Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Stain. And this I use like 1 to 2 times. I used it a lot for filming, 1 to 2 times. Since I purchased it, I've used it a lot for filming because it's very comfortable and it's a really flattering like red shade. So I am a huge fan of both of these. This one is obviously not going to last as long as the Ofra lipstick, but it is really nice and it does stain your lips and I'm a fan of it. And I literally just talked about this in the video that I just filmed. So I'm not gonna go super in depth. If you're curious, watch my September haul, which may or may not be out before this one. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with my timeline. Okay, another thing, and I don't have this one up here with me because I decided not to use it. It's the Touch in Sol Glassy Skin Balm. I decided that because the foundation that I chose is how it is, I didn't want to have my skin too slippery underneath it because I didn't think that would end up working out so well. So I did go ahead and put that one back. For foundation, let's just talk about it. I've got the IT Cosmetics CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum. This is not a serum. This is very thick. Anyways, I have 2 because I have fair and medium and I need light. So together, it works. All right, for the longest time, I thought I hated this. Turns out I'm an idiot. Instead of like trying it a different way, I was just like, ew, that's awful. So I shouldn't say that you're an idiot if you can't make this work because that is not the case. I was just talking to my mother-in-law about this. She tried it. She doesn't like it either. It's too heavy for her. That's fine. That is a legitimate like concern because it is a heavy foundation. You have to do a very small amount. That is what I discovered within the past couple weeks. And I did share that knowledge with her. But she found something different that she likes. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm rambling. This is really wonderful. What I didn't like about it at first, when I was like initially trying it out, when I first bought it a year or 2 ago, was it would just transfer off of my skin. I would have patches missing and that never looks good. But if you just use the small, like so I was using like 2 full pumps. 1 pump or less is all you need. Like a half a pump to a pump. That's it. Spread it out. Use a damp sponge. It's perfect. Set it with a powder and you're good. Like even this is after wearing a mask. it looks like this. It looks good. There's no issues. So I do really, really love that. I feel like it gives my skin a gorgeous finish. I use that every day. Okay, next, my Rcma setting powder. It is not in front of me. My baby was playing with it. It's over there. I could get up and get it, but then that's gonna take time and I need food. So I'm just gonna let you know, I love it. I do love it. I used it, I would say I used it about 10 days, give or take, because I was using a different powder. I recently purchased the NYX Banana Powder. I wanted to use it to brighten up my under eyes. And sometimes I just brighten up my whole face and set things with this, even though it's a finishing powder, not a setting powder. Oh well, don't know what to say. But that's where things are at with powder. And that, okay, sorry. That was something that I actually kept in from last rotation. Same with the NYX setting spray. I just use this to wet my brush. It's not that exciting. And my Lash Princess mascara, I actually didn't use that. I moved on to something different. So now let's move on to eyeshadows. Eyeshadows. So Tartist Pro palette. I used this, how many times? I did not make a note. I used this 3 times, which I thought that I would use it more, but it just, I've got all of these other eyeshadow palettes that I've recently hauled that I've been trying to like get a feel for. So I was using those as well. So it's not a reflection on the palette. I love this palette. As I mentioned in my Shop My Stash last time when I was doing my shopping portion, this top row is one of my favorite fall looks. It is classy and timeless and beautiful. I use this as my transition shade, deepen things up with this orange, apply this dark brown in my outer V, and put this like beautiful sort of gold copper shade on my lid. And it's amazing. Tarte has a phenomenal formula for mattes. Their shimmers can be hit or miss, but a lot of the shimmers in here are really good. Maybe somewhat dry, but that one, that shade that I just showed you is not dry. Like it's really nice. It's a good shimmer. Okay, now the eyeshadow palette that I did use more often than that, I used this like 5 or 6 times. It's the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette. I mean, it is so pretty. It's what I have on my eyes today. Absolutely gorgeous. Today I've got this as a, like I used a transition shade from a different palette that was a little bit lighter, deepened the crease up with this, deepened up the outer V with this, put this all over my lid, and I have a lighter shade from a different palette on my inner corner, but oh my God. Natasha Denona. I have hesitated to say this for a long time, and maybe I have already said it and I just forgot, but if we're talking favorite eyeshadow formulas, she is at the top of my list. And that makes my wallet very, very sad because she is not cheap, but very good. Phenomenal, even. Just, the mattes are pigmented and blendable. It's everything that I want in a matte. If you have not picked up on the fact that like those are the adjectives that I use to describe the mattes that I enjoy, you're not paying attention. Okay, next I've got the Novelist Skin Glazing Blush in Truth. I love this. It is so pretty. I used this like 6 or 7 times. Oh, honestly, I want to keep it in. Our door is creaking. It got caught by the wind. Anyways, I want to keep this in, but I'm going to put it back. I'm going to put everything back this time. I got a lot of products that need some love. So anyways, these are great. You should totally pick them up. They're not terribly expensive. I think it's a baked formula. It is a luminous blush. It would be like possibly a highlighter for a deeper skin tone, like a more subtle highlight. The finish reminds me a lot of the Essence Pure Nude highlighters, but in a blush. And I'm here for it. There's a part of me that really, I really have to fight that collectionist mentality because I kind of want all of them. And that is stupid. I'm not going to do it, but I want it. So anyways, sorry, this is it swatched right here. You can't hardly see that, but when you apply it on your cheeks, it's not what I have on today, but when you apply it on your cheeks, and it's definitely present. It is there and it is beautiful. What I have on my cheeks today is the Colourpop Mulan blush. This is in the shade Matchmaker. It's just a really beautiful nude. My one critique is that it has micro shimmer suspended throughout, which does not go, like it doesn't, I don't notice it on my face, but I wish that was not in there. I wish it was more of just a like matte blush, maybe slightly glowy, but not like glittery. And this I used, I didn't write it down. This I used, oh gosh, at least 7 times because it has been 3 weeks. So I did purchase a couple other blushes that I used a few days, but I was using this pretty often. Not because I love it more than Nabla, because it's not the case. I definitely love this. I was really making myself use this because I felt bad because it has not gotten as much love. Do you guys do that? Do you feel bad for your products if you don't use them? What is that called when we like personify inanimate objects? I do that sometimes. Okay, next, Juvia's Place bronzer. I use this shade the most, but this is the only bronzer that I was using. So I used one or another of these each day of the past 3 weeks. It's good. I have it on today. It blends out beautifully. Like it's not too pigmented or too intense. This is the shade medium, I think. Does it not say? Huh. Oh, it says on the front. Yep, this is the medium shade. I think there's 5 or 6 different shade options ranging from fair to deep. So this, I do really like it. Juvia's Place is very reasonably priced. I'm a huge fan. Okay, now we have a Becca highlighter. This is in the shade Moonstone. It's the highlight that I have on today. I love this. Thank God for Smashbox, you know, because they bought the rights to the Becca highlighters, and I think the under eye skin correcting cream, I don't know. Anyways, this is beautiful. What I like about these, well, I mean, it just, look at it. I don't know. That's what I like about it. It's a really beautiful glow that looks like it's just naturally there. It's not so intense that I have a stripe on my face. And I applied quite a bit, and I applied it with a relatively dense brush. So I'm a huge fan. If this is even too much for you, just use a fluffier brush and then you're going to get a more diffused look. But they're so, so pretty. I don't know if they're available anymore. I don't know if Smashbox has started producing them. But if you can find Moonstone and you're my skin tone, it's a good one. Okay. Oh, what's next? Talked about the foundation. Okay. I think this is the last product. Just kidding. There's another one. There's another one that I did not use. Where's it at? Here it is. Okay. Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Drift. I didn't use it. I should use it. Here's what she looks like. It's just a really nice like wine shimmer. Okay, I lied. I said I was going to put everything back. I'm not. I'm keeping this one in. This is really pretty. Some of the Super Shock shadows, like the formula is good, and others I'm not a fan of, but this looks absolutely incredible. And this is it's a shade that I'm really into this time of year. So I'm going to keep that one in. Oh, okay. Last but not least is this Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer from First Aid Beauty. Listen, this is one of the best concealers I've tried in a long time. And it makes me sad because they're not cruelty-free anymore. Ugh! Anyways, if you know of any good cruelty-free dupes for this guy, please let me know in the comments below because I need to pick them up right away. It's a little bit darker of a concealer than what I would normally go for, but I think it's very flattering. It gets rid of my dark circles. Like, Yes, please. I'm a huge fan. It doesn't wear off during the day. Like a lot of times concealer will lift up on my inner corner because I'm like itching or whatever, touching right there. But this one doesn't, it doesn't crease terribly bad. I mean, I think most concealers are going to settle into fine lines somewhat, but this one, it seems like it can hold its own pretty reasonably. So I do thoroughly enjoy that. Very happy that I have it. Okay, great. So that is it for the review portion. Let's jump into the shopping portion. So I know that I said I was going to put everything back and then I changed my mind and I said I was going to keep Drift out. So that's still true. This was not part of my Shop My Stash last time, but this is the powder that I'm going to be using. It's the NYX Banana Powder. I am going to go ahead. I don't know. I kind of want to just keep this in and use it. I might keep this in. We'll see. I'll take a look at my powders and see. But I decided I want to keep the foundation and the concealer in. And then these are two mascaras that I'm working on. So yeah, that's what we have so far. All right, eyeshadow palettes. Now, the next time that I tell you guys that I want an eyeshadow palette, please jump through the screen and kick me because I do not need any more. I did so good with my declutter and then things happened and here we are. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to grab. Normally I have a pretty good idea, but today your guess is as good as mine. I'm seeing a lot of things I'd like to declutter. All right, I am going to grab At Forest Sight, Raw Beauty Christie and Colourpop collab. I think that's it's such a nice color story and this formula is really nice. So I got that one. I was trying to kind of stick to like fall theme. Sandstone. Some really pretty fall looks in there. That's too much Colourpop though. I can't do that. Okay. I'm going to grab my Adept Plain Jane palette. This is definitely not fall, but I can use some of these shimmers to complete fall looks and just play with the others. So we'll grab that. And then I was typically sticking with just two palettes, but I'm feeling like using the Melt Cosmetics Gemini palette as well. So those are our palettes. Okay, let's start with highlighters. I am going to grab this one. I bought this. This is the Kaleidos Diamond Dasher in the shade Space Age. This was the most like natural shade of the bunch. So I'm going to grab that one and see how I feel about it. Bronzer, I'm wanting to use this. This is the River Bronzer Duo. It's by Samantha March and Ofra. That's what it looks like. I really love this. I think it's a phenomenal bronzer. So we're going to grab that one. Single shadows, I think we're good. I've got Drift. Let's look at blushes. I think I want to grab a face palette. So for blush, I am going to grab one blush single. And I think I want to do this. This is a little Becca mini in the shade Camellia. I've never used it, but that's what it looks like. It's very shimmery. Okay, so foundations were good. I don't need a foundation, but face palette. I am wanting to use this Lorac palette. And I feel kind of bad because a lot of what I'm grabbing is stuff that's been discontinued, but I do need to use this. So there you have it. Okay, and then for Lippies, I am going to do, I don't know. What am I going to do? What's this one? A Mauve Moment? Okay. Oh, I'm going to grab this. This is a Colourpop Lippy Stick in the shade Prairie Home. It's like a brick red. Looks like that. So we're going to do that guy. And then I think I'm also going to pair that with the, I don't know. I'm also going to grab the Seriously Satin Lipstick in the shade Nectar. This is by e.l.f. So we got 2. Okay, and then for a gloss, I'm just going to grab this Fenty Gloss in the shade. I think this is Fussy. Yeah. So there you have it. All right, you guys. So this is what I chose for this rotation. I am super excited to get my hands dirty and start playing with these products. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.